Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM24 Yeti. It's episode number 11. We are into the dossier period and into something new. There was an update to the game to fix the fact that you were not getting competitive offers from your existing sponsor to stay with them. That fix has already resulted this season in an offer from Yeti Racing Team to stick with them for a very similar amount of money to what we have right now. In fact, I need to go check where we're at. But we've only had a single objective on the season so far, which we succeeded at. But until we've had a couple more, our evaluation's not going to be great. And as the offers were starting to trickle in, this is a good offer. It's actually the best offer we've had so far because those earliest ones were before. They were prior to that first objective, that first success, and so they were coming in pretty moderately. But now that we have an offer from Yeti Racing Team, looks like it's time to accept, and we're looking at a 2-year duration for this one, setting us up for the near future, 923k, which is identical to what we were making this current season. So that means an additional 2 years. You can see that we are one objective in, and we're right at kind of that base point that they were looking for. So no wonder it's not changing. Point 1 race. It's a tour stage race in Greece. 5 stages. The first stage was a prologue. That's behind us already. 4 sprint opportunities. I have brought the 6 members selected here for this race, our 2 best sprinters and 4 support riders. And 2 of those support riders are on fitness peaks. So our expected race day condition net as a team is +6. Unfortunately, we have a -5 draw today on that with just a +1. And the 3 leaders, the best lead out guy for those 2, Regatta, he's got a -2. And of those 2 sprinters, Walters has a -1. At least Hopkins does get a +1 today. So one of those 3 guys has a slight positive race day condition. But even though there's only 106 riders at this race, now inside 30k, of those 106 riders, this is a tougher field than what I've seen at multiple pro races. Viviani is here with a 76 sprint, and he is going to be the favorite for every stage and probably for the GC, unless he was really bad in the prologue. I don't know where he kind of fit in with that one. But as we go over the top of this, catching up to that breakaway, after Viviani, it gets a little easier. The next best sprinters is 74. However, the entire list of favorites are a 73 or better. So there's at least a dozen riders out of 106 that are much more capable than our best guy who's got a 69 rating. And today, Hopkins with his +1. It's a 71. It's a 71, but you tack on at least a +3 to everybody else for the difficulty bonus. It's going to be really hard to do something sprint-wise. We've got 18k to go. Sprint teams are already formed for everybody else. You got a good 5 riders. Every single team here looking at this one. We're going to wait until we hit the top here in just a moment, and then we're going to get going too. With the downhill, it's going to go pretty quickly, and you see just how much ground we lost getting to the top there. But that gives us a support team still as we go forward. Alright, Mahmoud's going to have to work pretty hard to bring this one back into that nice forward position. Making that ground up faster than I thought, which is good. We're definitely going to be able to back off a little bit, but we've got to get out front here at some stage on this descent. Mahmoud currently stuck in traffic, as are his teammates behind him, but we've got everybody there. Everybody else is running 5-man sprint trains, so it's not like I'm doing anything crazy here going with 6. Mahmoud finally does get to the front, but you can see even on a 97 effort, he's barely able to go faster than those around him. And to get clear, to get into clean air, we're going to have to go to a 99. Bukenya getting ready to come out and take over. Best thing that could happen to us in one of these stages is to get what we got in that last episode, where we're actually able to get some clean air and separation. That is definitely our best opportunity, but I'm just not sure. Look at that. Pequena is going to 99, and Kopechki just goes right on past him. I know he's got a 73 sprint. I've already looked at his results, but 3.8k, and we're gonna have to soft sprint. We're getting swallowed alive here right now. This is not looking good for our chances today. I'm not even sure we're gonna crack top 10. 1.8k. Coming up on the end, onto our actual sprinters and their push. Regatta, no, Walters is better placed, but yeah, I don't think this is cracking the top 10. This is down to lead out, right? If you don't get a good lead out, if you're not out front to begin with weaker sprinters, there's no way you're going to beat the actual sprinters head to head. Walters, where did he end up finishing? 14th. Not even in the top 10. Day 1, not so good. Well, technically day 2, but we've got 3 more chances. I take it back, there wasn't just a 76 and then a drop to 74. There's 2 75s, and they both got on the podium. Into our next period, and I mostly requested the .1 races, all of the .1 races, and then the 1 pro races, the ones that are just the one-day events. The 2 pro would have just added too much to the calendar. From what we've already seen, they look maybe a bridge too far for our team at the moment. So with the requests that we put in place for the next period, for June, July, we got a lot of no's, but almost half ended up being yeses. So we are going to add, it looks like, 7 additional races to the calendar for the next period. So we are going to get some opportunities to go after the requisite races to unlock that pool. Additionally, there have been some level ups so far this season. It's middle of May now. I'm not sure exactly who and where. I haven't been recording it this season just yet, but I know Hopkins and Walters were already our 3-star guys. One of them getting that 3rd star last year prior to the final deadline of October, but post-August. But they remain at 3 stars. As for the 2.5-star bunch, I believe there was 3 2.5-star guys and 2 2-star guys. So I believe we have 2 that have moved up. I think it's Sabanda, who is now a 68 flat, 65 mountain and hills. And while I'm not sure who the other is, I know it's not Funsavith or Williams, but I believe between Abdullah and Regatta, I believe it was Abdullah who now has a 65 sprint, 68 acceleration, and is pretty punchy. That might have happened prior to our race in Turkey recently. And then at the lower end, we had our 4 lower prospects, 1.5-star guys. I do think that 1 or 2 of these were 1-star guys. So they have come up a bit from where they were. I think Pequena might be one of those. I think Pequena was kind of the 55s and below, similar to what we had a year ago, but only, a little bit better than them. And now he's a little stronger with a 61 hills rating, 61 acceleration, so he's a bit punchier than prior. The other one may be Shembri, but I'm not sure about that one. He's now got a lot of low 60s for his ratings. Final 13K of Stage 3, and the nice thing about those 7 additional races is the timing of them. It's June, July, before we get to that August signing period, so that if we can get a victory somewhere between now and then, that pool, that snowball, will help us have more available riders. The problem with that, if it does come in that June or later, even now, by mid-May, the problem with that scenario is how we are already falling into the late period. And I'm a little late on switching to Mahmoud to Shembri, and that's getting a little problematic. Hopefully we can find some clean air as the road is a little wider through here, but Shembri, even with a 65 flat rating and 99 effort, we're still not getting forward in the way one would hope you could, right? This is not clean air. It's 4.5K to go. I'm going to start soft sprinting here because we're just not getting to the front like we need to be. So we're going to sprint a little bit harder. This is just... this is us getting beat by teams that know you've got 4 sprint stages. This is all about the sprint. And we are just not fast enough compared to our opposition here. The other teams are stacked for the sprint. Hopkins, Walters, like, these guys are not getting through. We are going to get the top 10 today, but it's another win for Sean Flynn ahead of the favorite Viviani, who had a pretty weak first stage. And where do we come in? Walters, 10th. 10th place. I didn't set that one up as well on this stage as I was talking through the lead up. It's a little difficult to concentrate on multiple things at the same time. You should give it a try sometime. You might find yourself a little lax in attention here or there or everywhere. 2 alternative strategies besides just straight beating your opponents. 1, going for intermediate sprints and trying to sneak a GC victory, which counts just the same. The second alternative is to get in a breakaway and hope that the breakaway survives, that the breakaway can win. As for that method, as there's no intermediate time bonuses on this stage or in this race, and so it's irrelevant, it's going to come down to winning a stage proper. I tried to put a rider in the break today. He was promptly dropped on the first climb of the day as we are struggling with Mahmoud to get forward onto Shembri now.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
4K, and again, we just cannot get this group to the front. Starting that early sprint, trying to put others under some amount of pressure is just not working out for us. We can't seem to get into the position you need to be in to compete. But as we go on to regatta at 2K, Shembri got forward, and we are a little bit better placed than we have been in the previous stages. Is this going to be a chance? I don't think we're far enough forward, but Hopkins coming through. Hopkins, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. There's just that little bit of a hill, a little bit of a hint, and he's okay as a puncher. We get the top 10, but now it's Rudick, Mueller, Silva, McDonald, and we're going to get 9th with Hopkins. Our best finish yet, but still not the kind of result you would hope. Viviani only 15th. The sprinters couldn't handle that little punch at the end today. Better placed, but still not able to get something. We were better placed in the build-up, still not able to get anything. Better placed for that finish, still not able to get anything. This is a strong field for the level of race that this is. Teams definitely brought the right riders to this format of race. This is the one stage that had a slightly different opportunity to it. Suited us a little bit better than some of the other stages. Still not able to do anything. We got 1 position higher. 11.5K, final stage, biggest chance yet, but Bukenya not a part of this one. He is many minutes behind. Peloton's already dropping riders. Only a few at this point, but Bukenya at 12 minutes behind. This initial climb at the beginning, the breakaway never had freedom today. 8K left to go onto Shembri. Can we get him back in line for like a brief moment? Can he hang onto the wheel? Not really. Well, he can hang onto the wheel at least. At least give us a moment before... Yeah, see, these guys, we can't get the lead out we need today. Now it's 5K and we're down to... this is rough. This is rough. This is our best chance because look, Regatta +3, Walters +2, Hopkins +2. There's a little hill. It's right now. Come on, Regatta. This is not the lead out I was hoping for. 2K, Regatta sprinting. Walters sprinting. We've got a decent lead out this time for Hopkins, but he drops the wheel before he attacks, and it's just going to be another top 10. Are we going to be higher than 9th this time? Kolnagi, Lipens, Mueller. Hopkins was 10th. A 9th and 2 10th place finishes out of the 4 stages. That we gave it a shot. We were slightly outside of the top 10 in the other one. What was it, like 13th, 14th? That's That's all they were capable of here. My issue, right? You've got different winners. Mueller was up there multiple times. Viviani only... Did he even win one stage? Flynn won a couple. My problem for this was not quality necessarily. I mean, that's part of it. But it's quantity. Quality of rider, like say Viviani. Okay, he's the favorite. Didn't win a stage. Got a podium once. That's it. He did not have a good race. The quality of rider, everybody has a bad day. Everybody can have a bad laid out. Every single one of these races were made hard. Multiple 5 or 4 rider lead outs that were well set up that we couldn't even get to the head of. Everybody has a bad day, so you can beat quality from time to time. Quantity, as Bukenya, by the way, still on his way to the finish. Cutoff is 24 minutes. Last I saw, he was 12 minutes behind. We don't know at this point just how bad it is, but he's now 3K from the finish. Quantity is harder to deal with. Quantity of quality is harder to deal with. There was minimum 11 riders in this field that had a 73 or better sprint. On our best day, which happened twice in this race, we got to a 71. A +3 on top of their 73, though, at minimum, because of the difficulty bonus, means there was a 76 or better in at least 11 riders. Probably a dozen plus. Probably another 8 to 10 riders who weren't showing up on the list at all that had still something better than what we could offer. While Viviani might have a bad day, and he seemed to have had 3 of them, somebody else is going to pick up that mantle. Somebody else is going to have that positive race day condition to go with the bonus and be too much for us to overcome. Quantity is a bigger problem. 2 to 3 good riders, and then us falling into that next tier, right? One bad day for those 2 to 3. One good lead out for us can overcome that, can beat that. But beating a dozen guys, somebody's going to have a good day. Or 3 or 4 guys are going to have a good day. Or 8 guys are going to have a good day that we just can't quite get beyond. And that's the challenge I'm facing right now, race by race, is the other teams have quality and they're bringing it. And there's too many of them at this point to overcome. Our day will come. We will get the win for sure. Right now, it's rather difficult. We do have the potential for development of some of our riders to be better than what we have in our best riders. In fact, our 2 best riders both still have an ounce. It's only an ounce, but they do have some potential remaining in them, so they could get a little better than what they are. But for the most part, it's the young guys that we need to develop. We've already seen a couple join that upper echelon of riders that we have, where we went from 5 to now 7 riders very capable. We have that handful of guys behind that are still a ways off from being competitive, but there is some potential out there. But there's a lot of older riders that just aren't going to get any better than they are. We got 2 wins, but phase 1 stuff. Phase 2, right now, proving a little bit more difficult. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.